You know, I was feeling pretty whimsical this morning, I'm not gonna lie. And I just wanted to laugh at something. I wanted to laugh at something real stupid. And we've been covering the Mackenzie Shirilla case lately. So I was like, let me go and check out that free Mackenzie Shirilla Facebook because I'm sure the parents are just offloading useful information to the public right about now. And boy, oh boy, when I tell you I was not disappointed. I was not disappointed, man. They are unleashing information to the public to convince us that their little demon spawn is innocent. Listen, we have a few things to talk about today, and the first thing I want to talk about is their correction to the whole misconstrued situation of Mackenzie Shirilla's appeal being denied. You see, the appeal wasn't actually denied, okay? No, 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 no. The appeal wasn't denied. That's where y'all got it wrong. Okay? It was only delayed because they were a little bit late in filing said appeal, right? Come on, you got to use your brain, folks. You got to use your brain. Listen, this I'm sure this is like a schizophrenia filled household at this point. They're just talking to the demons in the fucking air. I am 100% sure that Natalie Shirilla is running this Facebook account, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We have a few things to cover, and let's just go down the whimsical land of Schizophreniaville with Natalie Shirilla and Lotez Steve, because man, it really gets fun over here in these streets. Let's do it. All right, so the first thing I want to show you guys that really tickled me to my core was this whole appeal process. Now, um, I'll show you after this what the actual appeal says, the denial, but they were quick to come onto the internet and try to explain that to their 150 supporters, bro. Like they literally have zero supporters and they're rushing to the internet to try and clarify certain things. I would say maybe you should shut the fuck up, not talk to anybody, not post anything online, and focus on your daughter's well being. But no, oh no, Natalie has to run to the internet and explain to those who don't understand. No, we were just late. Let's read it. Let's read it because it's not very long winded. It says, the appeal that was recently denied was only appealing the 1 day late denial. It had nothing to do with the conviction, innocence, or guilt at all. I'm not going to read the rest of it like that. It also had nothing to do with the information in the appeal itself. And there is still more avenues to take. It is not over. We just wanted to clear up all the misinformation surrounding that. Now, listen, first and foremost, Natalie, because I know this is fucking Natalie. First and foremost, why are you going to say she wasn't denied? This was about something completely different. But then at the same time, you're going to say there are still other avenues for us to take. It sounds like you got denied for your first appeal. I don't know. They were yapping about that shit 24/7 in some of the phone calls. It's been years since then. You don't expect me to believe that this was an official appeal that was filed, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. You guys let me know if I'm saying it wrong. But that just sounds like a load of bullshit that she's just screaming out to no one there actually because no one's listening. But it kind of just feels like something she's throwing out there to make herself feel better. I don't know. But this is the denial that we saw a few days ago. And it's right here. It says Supreme Court of Ohio. They're in the Supreme Court. It sounds like an appeal to me. The Supreme Court of Ohio, State of Ohio versus Mackenzie Shirilla, case number blah blah blah. Upon consideration of the jurisdictional memoranda filed in this case, the court declines to accept jurisdiction of the appeal pursuant to Rule 7.08b4. Now, what it sounds like to me is that they just got denied. It doesn't sound like they were late. I didn't see any paperwork or any words that said late entry, nothing like that. And it says County Court of Appeals. You got denied. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I read that wrong, but it feels like Natalie's just saying shit just to say it. Like, oh no, she still has her appeal though. I'm not saying that she won't be able to appeal again, But the first appeal that went through has been denied. That's what I'm reading. And I wouldn't really want to take the word for it from an idiot like Natalie. Just saying. Just saying. But anyways, let's move forward. Now, hold on. Listen, you might not want to take the word from Natalie, but you might want to take the word from AG Tactical with our new sponsor today called Money Pilot. All right. Money Pilot's an app that you could download on your phone that allows you to claim class action lawsuits that you're eligible for. And it's automatic. I always bring up Yahoo with the class action lawsuit that was able to net me $325 just by looking into it. So if you guys are interested, make sure you go download it, and I'm pretty sure you're going to like it. It looks as though Miss Natalie has been doing some sleuthing herself, okay? Now, I told you that Natalie Shirilla was on everybody's channel, consuming all the information. She says she isn't, she is. It's like the crack pipe. She can't get enough. She over here hooked to that motherfucker, right? So if you guys don't remember, there was a girl named Billionaire Anna, and she went on TikTok, and she was talking about basically Mackenzie Shirilla was a bully. Now, for some reason, I don't know if you guys remember her. I'll actually show you her picture real fast. This girl, remember on TikTok, Billionaire Anna, and she posted a video about how Mackenzie was a bully. She spreaded rumors about people being sluts when they weren't, this, that, and the other, basically. And she was in her car, basically explaining to us that, Mackenzie was not a good person. Something happened in between that point of time and now to where apparently, according to Natalie, she retracted all her statements saying it was a lie. But there's a little something fishy in the statement. So I want to read this first. The person at the Free Mackenzie Facebook says, "This is the second person to come forward that lied. Good on her for publicly making it right. Hopefully the rest follow her lead." Hopefully the rest follow her lead. Okay, now listen. The first thing that crossed my mind is that, Natalie got in touch with her. That's the first thing that crossed my mind, and I wouldn't put it past her. Natalie may have, and I'm not saying this is a fact, I'm just saying my brain started gearing up. The first thing that crossed my mind is like, Natalie gave her some money to shut the fuck up. Because that story that girl, Billionaire Anna, was telling was not a lie. Not in my opinion, right? But Natalie has the proof to back it up. She has the screenshot of that girl who was lying, telling the truth now. Good on her. So let's read it real fast. Apparently, this is Billionaire Anna's Facebook. And I'm going to say apparently like that for a reason. And this is what she said. "I lied about what I said about Mackenzie Shirilla, ... She never told me that directly. It was the talk of the prison. When I first made the post on FB, I didn't think it would go viral like that. And then I was told that other girls were making money off a story and I was behind on rent and I decided to run with it. But ever since, pay attention, you were behind on rent, okay. But ever since the Daily Mail used my words and twisted them, I feel like that shit, I feel like shit. And pretty sure karma is on my ass right now for it. So yeah, I apologize and feel dumb as fuck for lying. Also, I didn't get $1 from it, and I pray this goes viral so they don't use my words against her in her parole hearing." Frowny face. Now listen, I'm going to tell you why this apparently was posted on Billionaire Anna's Facebook. Because I went to Billionaire Anna's Facebook, and I looked for this post. Couldn't find it. Nowhere to be found. Almost like Natalie was lying. Almost like Natalie created this entire post to make it look real. I don't know. I'm not saying to go to her Facebook, but if one was curious and one were to take a look-see-loo at Billionaire Anna's Facebook, you wouldn't see this post anywhere. And let's just say that the post was posted by her. That still doesn't exit things for me. It still gives me the idea that Natalie basically had a phone call with Anna, made Anna feel bad, and got Anna to take the video down. Because if we go to her Twitter, not her Twitter, her TikTok. If we go to her TikTok, that video is no longer there either. Now, I'm not going to go to her Facebook because I feel like she has a lot of She has a lot of shit on her Facebook that I just don't, personal family shit on her Facebook. But if I were to go to her Facebook, this post doesn't exist anymore. The whole I lied about Mackenzie, that doesn't exist. So I don't know. It's just something to think about. I honestly do believe that Natalie got in touch with Anna and made her feel bad. That's what I feel like happened. And now she's parading this shit across Facebook like, ooh, look, ooh, she's lying. That means the prosecutors are probably lying. And that means the friends that everybody's lying. That's what Natalie's trying to make it seem like. Oh, I wish that the others would follow her lead. Shut the fuck up, Natalie. Respectfully, of course, and always. Always and of course, respectfully shut the fuck up. Now let's move forward real fast. So I also was doing a little bit more digging on this page just to see if it's still alive, still active, and oh, it's active, right? Because they're even promoting their change.org petition. I was like, I wonder how many people actually paid. I'm not paid. I wonder how many people actually signed. It'll probably be like 5,000, maybe 2,000, 3,000, maybe 10,000. Boy, when I tell you I opened this shit, change.org, which doesn't change shit in general, it's a fucking waste of time. Just saying, what the fuck is that gonna do, right? Oh, I wrote a petition. Let's change the word. Anyways, on change.org, this girl collected 1,600 signatures, bro. She couldn't even break 2,000. Nobody believes in Mackenzie. And the 1,695 people who did sign was either family, friends, or simps that think she's attractive. Man, listen, I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but if you go below, Natalie writes out just the most gut wrenching, sad story. I mean, it almost feels like a novella. You would want if you read this thing through its entirety, you would probably shed a little tear, right? You might start sobbing a little bit. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the new information that I've seen Natalie post on this Free Mackenzie site. But before we go, I did find one more thing that I found kind of interesting. And it's the idea that Natalie goes on all these interviews and Steve goes on all these interviews saying that, okay, yeah, we wish we could have like a relationship with the family. Oh, I'd hug them. Oh, I'd do all this and that. But at the same time, they post text messages, which Mackenzie's in the wrong, and they try to flip those text messages and make it seem like Dom is the bad person. And then you want to wonder why the family doesn't like you. So remember the whole situation when Mackenzie calls the police and they're having this big argument inside the car. And you can hear Dom saying, I'm going to whip this car over right now if you keep on being a crazy bitch. I don't think he said all that, but that was the context of it. They're trying to flip the text messages following that situation, making it seem like Dom is the bad person. So I'm just going to read a few because I know other channels have been covering this a lot, but I just want to show you the pieces that Natalie thinks, the editor's choice. And I'm going to show you how she tries to build up a picture to make Dom look like a bad kid. Let's check this out. So this is a little earlier. Natalie posts this. Well, I'm assuming it's Natalie, right? I keep saying Natalie as if I know who's writing this page, but it's probably Natalie. She says, read some text messages from 7/17/22 and 7/18/22 where Mackenzie, green, and Dom, blue, discussed the highway incident prior to the accident. 7/31/22. So mind you, this is right before she murdered that motherfucker, bro. Listen, and this is that young man. I don't know why I said it like that. And this is exactly why I think this shit was premeditated, bro. You're already making car threats and being crazy on the highway or the boulevard, wherever you guys are driving, and then a couple days later you murder him. Oh yeah, no, this shit was premeditated. Let's keep going though. She says prior to the accident, 731, that the prosecution used to paint their narrative that Mackenzie attempted to do something similar a couple weeks before, even though there's no evidence here to say otherwise. We've seen people say it was unclear what Dom was apologizing about because they only saw the random small text chunk with him apologizing. So we want to put this into perspective. The text exchange is even more involved than this. This is just part of it. Okay. So, Natalie, dipshit face, dummy, dipshit, stupid. Natalie, we've read everybody. Listen, there are some channels who have read every single text message from start to finish. I don't have the mental fortitude to do that. I might actually jump out a fucking tower if I had to do that, but some people do. Go shout out Melly because she be doing that shit. Motherfuckers done read this shit already, okay? Nothing's been taken out of context, but these are kind of new to me, so let's go through them real fast. So we got green is Mackenzie. Okay, so we're just gonna read a few. This is afterwards, you know, they call the police. I think Dom's relative comes to get him, rescue him, and you know, this is afterwards, right? It says, all you are, hold on, let me zoom this actually. Oh yeah, see, now we're reading, folks. Now we're reading. All you are is mentally abusive, physically abusive, and terrible boyfriend. You don't do anything good for me, and you literally treat me like shit, and I can't. And you call me the worst names you ever. The fact that my boyfriend of 4 years just tried to end my life by steering me off the highway, that's how I know you're not in love, and you'll never. I can't read today, folks. I'm so sorry, but I'm just gonna keep it pushing. And you never. Oh, and you never were somebody who loves me. Someone who loves me would never do this to me. You get the gist of what the fuck she's saying, bro. Listen, gang. So now Dom was trying to murder her, right? Dom was trying to swerve her off the road. Listen. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. Grabbing the steering wheel, that's some girl shit, gang. I'm sorry. I'm just not to be. That's some female shit. Grab the steering wheel. Let me not even say it like that. That's some Mackenzie shit, okay? I ain't never seen a big grown man want to just pull his shit off the side of the road. He was probably trying to stabilize the car when you were being a crazy bitch saying, I'll flip this bitch right now. Listen, I'm not trying to hear none of that shit, gang. Not trying to hear none of that shit. What does it say? The fact that you're my boyfriend of 4 years just tried to end my life by steering me off the highway. That's how I know you're not in love and you never were. Somebody who loves would, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, but you get it. You never loved me. Somebody who loved me would never do that. That's what she's trying to say. I think she's gaslighting. Call me biased. I think she's gaslighting. I think she was being crazy and he was. Anyways, let's keep going. He says, I really don't know, Kinsey, but okay. And then she says, I should have known that this relationship was never real. When I told you I love tripping with you, and you just said you love tripping. What the fuck is this, bro? That's how you constitute love or not? What is... And then Dom responds, he says, civil claims court, you heard? Civil claims court. And she responds, okay, then I'm going to the police station right now. Oh, so she's threatening him with the police, I guess. But listen, bro. You could tell these kids are fucking... This kid is stupid as hell. She said, while we were tripping on mushrooms, I looked at you and said, I love tripping with you. And you responded, yeah, I love tripping. And that's how I knew you didn't love me. Somebody needs to get Mackenzie in a mental hospital ASAP. Because if that's your... Bro, he was probably tripping. He probably didn't even know what words really were at the moment and forgot to say, I love tripping with you. Bro, and he probably doesn't like tripping with her. Imagine doing some mushrooms to all my psyches out there. Imagine, you guys know that oh man, it's even when I watch it, sometimes it gives me anxiety. But you know that mushroom anxiety that you get when you take a big dose and it's coming up really strong? Could you imagine being next to Mackenzie while that's taking place? Oh Lord, I might actually lose my mind. I might never come back. I might get lost and never come back. AG is lost now. He's in the shroom clouds, and it's all because of Mackenzie. He's forever in a bad trip now. I'm telling you, bro. It was probably a nightmare tripping with Mackenzie, but let's keep going. Mackenzie responds, Somebody who loves me would just apologize because they care and want me to feel loved. Dom says, goodbye. And he says, ooh, he says, I want my money too. But no, right? But no, Dom's the bad one, right? Dom, she's the one losing her wig, but Dom was the one who tried to kill her on the highway. Okay, let's keep going though. Dom responds, I'm telling your mom. Why would he tell her mom if he was the one in the wrong, right, Natalie? Mackenzie responds, like I literally don't give a single fuck. Like I don't know what you're trying to get right now. Wait, what's she saying? She said, like, I don't know what you're trying to get it right here, but I can tell the whole world that you do for a living. I could tell the whole world what you do for a living. I don't know why I can't read today. So she's blaming him for essentially being a drug dealer, right? And she's gonna tell everybody that he's a drug dealer, even though your boy had like a quarter ounce on him the last time he got pulled over by the police. I wouldn't say that's too much drug dealer activity. Just saying. Last time bro got pulled over, he had a quarter ounce in his trunk. Ooh, big drug dealer, right? She said, I don't know what you're trying to get right here, but you can tell the whole world but I can tell the whole world what you do for a living. And then she says, keep trying to blackmail me. You know I can blackmail you 30 times harder. He responds, you're the one who keeps taking it further than it is. You could have just left it alone. I'd go home. Mackenzie responds, the only reason it went this far is because you tried to end my life. Oh, and here it comes. Here it comes. I'm already nervous driving in this rain as it is, and the fact that you would even try to steer me off the road and make my car spin out. Probably because you're mentally ill and you used to hit your head on the wall and choke yourself with a belt. Okay. Kind of seems like personal information that she didn't have to throw out. But hey, listen, she's mad, right? She's mad and he tried to end her life. So she can say that, can't she? That's what Natalie would say. Oh no, she just stands up for herself. This is Mackenzie standing up for herself. Being a toxic monster. And half the shit she says I don't even believe. She says, so I don't know. I think that question you need to ask yourself. I'm sorry, these text messages, if I'm reading like assholes today, folks, I don't know. I don't know. Dom responds, he says, whatever, Kinsey. Mackenzie responds, that's what I thought. This relationship will never be the same after today. I don't even know if I can be with you after this. I absolutely cannot believe you just tried to end my life. Dom responds, okay, then don't be with me. And then this is when Dom says, I'm sorry. Okay. So this is where Natalie's attacking that one I'm sorry. And she's saying that this is proof. This is proof that Dom tried to kill her. And this is also proof that prosecution wanted to exclude these text messages because it would make Dom look bad. You're stretching. Because if you keep on reading these text messages, you're going to realize that he's not even apologizing for steering the fucking car off the road. Because he never did that, in my opinion. She's over here just like how Houston was trying to crack her head open with a bat. Remember that, right? Told the police to come get him, arrest him, take him. He's trying to hurt me. When it turned out that she was the one who got her friend to assault Houston, what do you think happened here? This girl is a pro at lying and making herself look like the victim. Here's your victim card. You know what I mean? Here. like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Anyways, I hope you enjoy that. You know, you could you can use it for free every once a month. Let's keep going though. Mackenzie responds, this is not enough to fix it this time. And then he responds again, well, I'm sorry. She emphasized his response. And he says, I just wanted to say sorry, that's it. Oh, so you wanted to say sorry, but you didn't want to fix any of the massive problems that you created? Cool. And I'm going to stop it right there, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Like, do you think Dom actually attempted to drive them off the road? I think what he's trying to do is just end the conversation. So he'll just say sorry. he'll just end it and lock it up so that she stops fucking texting. Because if we keep going through these messages, there's hundreds of them. Imagine getting hundreds of messages from your significant other in one day because she's mad. I genuinely think he was trying to just end that conversation. I'm sorry, I'm the bad guy. I feel like that's what he did. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe Dom's the big monster, right? That was a joke. Mackenzie's the monster, and I stand by that. I'll see you guys real soon, man. We got new topics to cover this week, man. Stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Peace.